Hello everybody, it's your boy Prof and we're back again with a new video. This is the first Punic War by OverSimplified. Okay, I don't really know much about the first Punic War. It was between Rome and Carthage, and I think it's the one, yeah, it features Hannibal's like dad. And then it sets the stage for the second Punic War. I don't know much else about it. Let's go. Let's find out.
Our new, glorious, breathtaking bucket plushie. Limited quantity. Available now. Along with some Punic War character pins. Buy them, or I'll marry your mother. It's your choice.
Oh, Marcellus.
She could do worse, right?
A lot of dignitas. Kiss me.
Dignitas?
Hey, Dad. Hi, son. Just reading the newspaper. What can I do for you? Well,
He
you know how
swallowed.
you always say Rome is the greatest civilization in the world? It bloody well is. Well, I was just wondering, what makes us so great? How did we come to be? Wow. My
Clapping
son.
cheeks,
Boy,
son.
let me take you on a journey to this side of the room. The story of Rome
Deus cantei muito
begins with these
27%.
beautiful baby boys
Ew.
going to town on some she-wolf mommy milkers. That's
Ew.
gross. You're gross.
Hey, honestly, that wolf got some nice titties though.
Sorry,
Just
son.
so. And how the hell does those little kids have six packs already?
Not gross. I love you.
Jesus.
They're called Romulus and Remus, and when they grew up, in 753 BC, they founded Rome. But there was just one problem. They couldn't agree on which of them should be the king.
Oh,
But
God.
they worked it out peacefully, right? Oh, heavens no. Romulus caved Remus's skull in with a shovel.
With a
Here's
shovel?
picture. Our first king committed fratricide? I know. Look at his face. When's the part where we become the greatest civilization, Dad? Well, you see, at first Rome was full of men. I'm
Damn.
talking like a real sausage party. You know what I mean? Yes, sir. So we invited some
Yes,
neighboring
sir.
cities over for a big feast. And then we literally kidnapped all of their women. Here's a picture. Look at that one.
Wait, that was a thing?
She's like, this is messed up. You're messed up. Ugh. Sorry. I'll be a better father. I promise. So then,
Ow.
finally, after centuries of monarchy, those tyrannical kings started getting a little too big for their britches. So we overthrew the kings and established Rome as a republic. Is that when all the killing stopped?
Well-
Heavens, no. That's when the killing
Stop, that's what it started.
surged, baby.
Yes,
we
let's
went
go.
wild and conquered the Latin League, the Samnites, the Etruscans. Woo! What a rush. Dad, Rome seems pretty barbaric. You're barbaric! Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's a banned word for Rome, okay?
forgot
Chill
to tell you
out,
about
kid.
the time a prophet told Saturn his son would one day overthrow him. So Saturn literally ate his own son seconds after he was born.
Oh, that's the one picture that's like haunting us, right? It's an awful picture.
I don't want to see a picture.
I
Here's a
think I've
picture.
seen it.
Dad,
Yup, that's
look
that
at that.
picture.
That's messed up, man. Are we really this uncivilized? Hey! If we were so uncivilized, would we use communal toilets where we all fart and poo together in one big stinky, steamy, dirty toilet room?
Oi,
yeah,
oi.
Dad. We would. Clean your butt with a sponge, Timulus. But all these guys just used it. What's wrong with your son, bro? I don't
God.
want to be Roman. This is so
Local tradesmen given one day to build Rome. Damn.
weird. You're weird.
One
Ugh.
day?
Sorry, you're not weird. I'm sure you're probably fine.
Kill him! Hey, I'm pretty sure that's when you kill your dad. Just saying, okay? Think you're allowed to do that. Yo, I
The
like the
Roman
chin on that
Republic,
dude.
a nation that, since its foundation, had been stabbing necks all the way down the Italian peninsula.
Let's go.
But this isn't the famous Roman Empire that ruled the
Not
known
yet.
world. Not yet, anyway. This is a relatively juvenile Rome, still just a regional power. In 264 BC, the big daddy of the Western Mediterranean was Carthage. Let's rewind a bit. Carthage was founded in 814 BC when
Wait.
some Phoenicians in Tyre
Wait, they're here.
had a mega surplus of goods
Okay.
and decided to export those goods across the Mediterranean. They became the dominant trading power in the region, and to support their growing trade network, the Phoenicians established a number of colonies, one of which was Carthage. Therefore, Carthage began its life as a Phoenician
Really?
trade colony, and the Carthaginians were actually Phoenicians. Or, if you're a Latin-speaking Roman, they were Punic, hence the name of the video. Over the centuries, Carthage gradually expanded and became the region's
no.
base of power. Just like Rome, Carthage was a semi-democratic republic with its own senate and judiciary. But there were also some pretty hefty differences between the two. While Rome was big into farming and
one person has hair, the other no.
stabbing people in the neck, the Carthaginians, on the other hand, just like their Phoenician forefathers, had built their power through trade and navigating
They
the
don't stab
waves.
people?
They went here and there, selling ivory tusks, gold, and slaves. And as a result, they were rolling in
Different
it.
times,
Whenever
huh?
they weren't busy swimming around in their copious hoards of money. In their spare time, they also possibly enjoyed sacrificing their children to Baal, the god of... Let me just check my notes.
Oh,
Ah, yes. Plant fertility. Oh boy, these figs aren't looking too hot.
brother, kill
Maybe
yourself
if I
like...
throw my son into a burning pit of fire, they'll grow. Have you tried watering them, Dad?
Which is easier, son?
No, we'll
Think
try
about
that
it.
second. As a result of all
Hey,
their
listen,
trading,
back then they fucked, okay? They had a lot of sons, so what's one son in the fire pit, okay? It's nothing. You can have like 15 more.
Carthage had emerged as one of the Mediterranean's
Right.
superpowers. But wait, they said. Rome? What the heck is that? Well, I know it's a pretty obscure little country that you've probably never heard of. But this spunky young nation was about to upset the entire
Damn.
region's balance of power.
That's titties, bro.
Initially, the two sides enjoyed
Great
relatively
smell.
friendly relations, and had even signed a couple treaties. But it was a relationship
Oh,
that was
God.
practically destined to turn sour. See,
John Wick?
Rome had a thing where they liked to aggressively expand their boundaries, often viewing such expansion as a defensive act. Kinda like when you kill your neighbor, because you knew eventually they would have tried to kill you first. Meanwhile,
makes sense.
Carthage was extremely
Something similar's happening now,
protective
no?
of its wealthy trade network.
I'll stop.
So if
I'll
you put a
stop.
very strategically important island between them, well, 2 + 2 = war. Tensions rose, and the two sides began viewing each other with increasing disdain. The hard-working Romans looked across the water at the money-hungry Carthaginians and said, "Look at those dishonest crooks. Bet they've never done an honest day's work in their lives."
The ones
And
that
the
the same?
Carthaginians looked back and said, "Look at those simple-minded brutes. Bet they've never sacrificed a baby in their lives." Yeah! While war between the two superpowers seemed inevitable, the event that finally triggered
God
it was
damn
a
it.
little unexpected. The whole thing began with a few simple mad lads on a wild night out. These mad lads are called the Mamertines.
The
They were Italian
Mamertines?
mercenaries employed by the tyrant of Syracuse.
Oh, I remember those guys in Rome Total War 1. They're kind of trash,
But when
you
he
know.
died, his successor said, "Sorry, fellas, we don't need any big burly men with sharp sticks anymore. You can all go home." The Mamertines, as it turned out, didn't want to go home. So instead, they went to the nearby town of Messana and said, "Hey man, we are but poor little buff boys without a home. May we come in?" Aw, poor fellas.
Bro.
Sure thing. Just so long as you promise not to massacre all of us. We promise. The Mamertines then massacred all of them. Well, not all of them, just the men. And they stole
Oh.
their homes and families. Ha! This is my house now. This is my best dad ever mug now. And you guys are my new family.
That's how it
Son?
works, bro.
Wanna go play catch with your old papa? You're not my real dad! Ugh.
True.
Teenagers. Am I right, dear? You're not my real husband. Ugh, I'm so
Wives, huh?
trapped in this marriage. Then get out! No, Messana was now controlled by the Mamertines, and they began raiding up and down the Syracuse coastline. When the new ruler of Syracuse saw this, he wasn't happy. The Syracusans began fighting back, and in response,
What is that flag? That can't be the real flag, can it?
the Mamertines said,
What is that
"Oh
thing?"
crap, they're fighting back? What do we do?
They're not supposed
Quick,
to do
we'll
that.
convince the Carthaginians to come and save us." Oh no! We're in trouble. And we need a big, strong empire to come and rub our bellies.
Oi,
Why are
brother.
you saying it like that? If I was a big, strong empire, I think I'd like to be seduced. See?
Oh, it's working.
It's working! The Carthaginians had long dreamed of controlling all of Sicily. They had been fighting Syracuse and their Greek influence on the island for centuries. And now, here was a great opportunity to get
Wait,
one over on them.
whoa, wait a second. You're telling me the whole of Carthage couldn't take this little piece of land? How? They are big. They are small.
So Carthage promptly answered the Mamertine's cry for help and sent a force to garrison Messana. As it turned out, however, some within the ranks of the Mamertines weren't too happy with the occupying Carthaginians, and they sent out a second cry for help to Rome.
Oh god.
When it reached the Roman Senate, they
Please come and rub our bellies, love the
were
Mamertines.
a little more hesitant. Going to help the Mamertines ran the risk of triggering an all-out war with Carthage, and they had only just finished conquering the Italian peninsula, so they were kind of tired. Plus, the Mamertines were all the way
Life
across
is a
the water.
beach.
They had never made a leap like that before. So you would assume that to avoid any conflict
Wow.
with Carthage, the exhausted Romans would probably sit this one out. But you would assume wrong. Rome just couldn't resist a good chance for war.
God damn.
Why? Well, there's something you gotta understand about Rome.
Okay.
See, as a republic, they were hell-bent on preventing any one man from ever gaining too much power.
No
And
kings.
so rather than having one leader, Rome had two, called consuls, who shared power. These consuls could also only serve for 1 year at a time before new consuls were elected. These measures to limit the powers of the consuls were noble, but had an interesting side effect. The consuls knew they had just 1 year to try and gain as much glory and prestige as possible,
Oof.
something that was very important in Roman society.
Dignitas,
And
glory
the
and
best way of
prestige.
gaining glory and prestige?
What?
Military victory,
Let's
of
go.
course. The Roman political system basically
Roman politics, military were intertwined. Senators were often also military generals. Consul led the armies. Consul served 1 year terms. Consul had 1 year to go and crack as many skulls as possible.
ended up encouraging these consuls to go out and be as aggressive as your Italian grandmother when you don't eat all the spaghetti. And so the
spaghetti?
glory-seeking consuls convinced the people to vote in favor of going to Messana. And in they went.
Oof.
Upon the arrival of the Romans, the Carthaginians in the city, amongst the
I
confusion,
hear
were
Baku.
forced to leave. Now, in
What?
contrast to
They just left.
Roman aggression, the Carthaginian military had a
God.
slightly different philosophy. All right, kids, listen up. If you want to grow up to be Carthaginian military leaders, there's a
sacrificed.
few things you have to understand. If you fail to succeed on the battlefield, that's a crucifixion.
Oh.
Showing cowardice, that's a crucifixion.
Oh.
Hello, sir. What are
That's
you
a
doing
crucifixion.
here? Aren't you meant to be in Messana?
Oh.
Yeah, but the Romans showed up. So you just left? Sure did.
That's
Oh,
a-
you better
yup.
believe that's a crucifixion. The Roman consuls were awarded for victory, and therefore
Wait, they
tended to
didn't
be
fight,
aggressive
though.
go-getters. By contrast, the Carthaginian generals were brutally punished for failure, and so they tended to be more cautious and restrained. This dynamic is helpful for understanding some of the crazy things that happened during the Punic Wars.
Okay.
So, the Romans have crossed over to Messana, and now there was some red on the island.
Ooh,
Hit that
that's
panic
not that
button.
red.
This turn of events was unacceptable to both Carthage and Syracuse.
Wait,
So
what?
the traditional enemies teamed up
Both of them?
to kick the Romans off their island. They surrounded the city and said, "Hey, you jerks! This isn't your island! Come out of there at once!"
Okay, we're coming.
See, Phil, you just gotta speak with authority.
They're gonna
That's
kill
what
this
being
dude.
an alpha male's all about.
An
Amen.
alpha male.
Uh,
Oh,
you
they-
brought your weapons and armor? No, I didn't mean... Oh, crap. Out the Roman legions came to engage the Carthaginians
Oof.
in battle. And they
Why is
sent
stabbing him in
them
the
packing.
ass? With a
With
spear.
the Battle of Messana, whether intended or not, by going to help the Mamertines, the two sides had just slipped into an all-out war. With the
What are the
initial
Mama
Roman
teams doing?
victory, towns across Sicily, including Syracuse,
Yo.
began switching allegiance.
Wait
because
a goddamn second. You can't just go to war and be like, whoops, never mind, I don't want to do this, let's switch sides. I mean, technically Bulgaria did die in the Second World War, but that's not how it works,
being
okay?
a winner is more fun. But the Carthaginians weren't about to just give up that easily. In 262 BC, they began building up their forces at Agrigentum. So the Romans,
Agrigentum.
being aggressive go-getters, aggressively go-got them. The Romans immediately laid siege, hoping to starve out the Carthaginian
Oh, damn.
garrison. However, because this was the first time Rome had been fighting outside the Italian peninsula, across the water, they
Logistics
struggled
no
to
good.
supply their forces. And before long, the Romans were as starving as the Carthaginians they were besieging.
Wait.
They had to
That's not supposed to work like that.
forage for food, leaving them open to ambush.
Ah.
And when Carthaginian reinforcements arrived, creating a double siege, things
What?
got really bad. Everybody starved each other
Wait.
for months.
What the hell is a double siege? How does that work?
months until nobody could take it anymore, and they all finally came out for battle, which Rome won.
Oh.
Here's the report from the recent siege at Agrigentum.
Wait, what?
We killed 30,000 while only suffering 7,000 losses?
That's insane.
That's amazing. We're the best. Yes, sir. Whoops, those are the wrong way around.
Oh! Ouch!
What? We lost 30,000? We're the worst. But we won, right?
How'd
yes,
they win?
sir. But we also got our asses kicked. Yes, sir.
Pyrrhic victory?
So are we the best?
Wait. What was Pyrrhic victory? That dude hadn't crossed the river yet at that point, right? Well, it's a sea, but
the
whatever.
worst.
So the Pyrrhic thing wasn't even invented
Yes, sir.
then.
The Romans won at Agrigentum because they were aggressive go-getters, and they now began eyeing up the possibility of conquering the entire island. But they also suffered very heavy losses, and it was clear they couldn't sustain a campaign if they couldn't supply their troops. Here's the issue. Sicily
Was an island. Islands are surrounded by water.
True.
A strong navy would be vital for supplying troops
Carthage had
and
a
winning
strong
the
navy?
war. Here was Carthage's navy.
Rome
and
navy?
here was Rome's.
Hey, listen, he's got fat cheeks though. He's got the fattest cheeks I've seen in a while.
I think
And
you
he's
can see
dead.
the problem.
Okay. well.
Historians debate just how much naval
Rest in peace,
experience
bro.
Rome had at this point. Presumably, they must have had something to defend their shoreline. But whatever it was, it would have paled in comparison to the Carthaginian juggernaut.
Gulp.
And so Rome had to figure out exactly what to do about all this water.
Come on, men. We're not gonna let some pansy candy-ass
God.
water get in the way of our glorious victory against Carthage. Charge!
Across the water?
Tell my kids I love. We're gonna need a bigger boat. What's
You
a
don't
boat?
have a boat.
I don't know. If the Romans wanted to win this war
God
and
damn
obtain
it.
Sicily, there was only one thing for them to do. I guess we're just gonna have to go ahead and build ourselves a war fleet, aren't we? From
Maybe they
scratch.
should have done that before
From
the war.
Scratch. But we don't even know how.
Never mind how to fight with one. Don't worry, Hank.
We're
Hank?
up to the challenge. Come on, guys. We're Romans, and Romans aren't afraid of anything.
And so, the Romans worked long and hard trying to figure out how
Bro,
on earth
he's
you
slapping the fish.
actually build the latest style of warship.
In the end, they had a bit of
God
luck on their
damn it.
side.
A Carthaginian quinquerem ended up accidentally grounding
Quinquerem?
on Italian soil.
Yoink.
The Romans found it and copied the design. While the new fleet was being built, the Romans trained
Perfect.
rowers on land. And would you believe it? The Romans put together a full fighting fleet
Wow.
of 120 warships
That seems like
in
a
just
lot.
2 months. That's
What? How?
staggering feat. Now, I know what you're thinking, but oversimplified. If the Romans can build a war fleet from scratch in 2
Yeah,
months, then
it's a
why does it
lot.
take you half a year to make a video?
Oof.
Well, my valued subscriber, I
The warships were not very good, but the videos are good. Let's
think
go.
you should shut up.
Ow.
What the
Slap me
heck?
again, daddy.
How on earth did the Romans learn how to build a war fleet? This
In 2 months.
shouldn't be happening.
From what I hear, they copied the design from us, sir.
Well, how on earth did they get the blueprint, Carl?
Carl?
I don't know, sir. But I'll tell you what.
Hank and Carl?
If you're worried about people stealing your data, no. And you
Oh,
want to protect
God damn
yourself
it.
from outside threats, don't
Oh,
you
it's
dare.
no
Then
internet
you,
yet.
my friend, if you mention NordVPN, I'll scream. Should use NordVPN. Do you like corporations knowing everything
Okay.
about you and then selling your data to advertisers
That's bro, they already know everything
who
about me.
convince you to buy things you don't need in an endless cycle?
That's how I
over and
scared
over?
them away.
Oh yeah. The siege at Agrigentum, supply issues,
Yup.
and building
Warships.
a war fleet.
Ow.
So now the Romans have a navy, and it's time to put it to the test.
But how does one wage ancient naval warfare? Easy. All of the ships had giant bronze rams on the front.
Just
So all you
ram
had
each
to
other?
do was outmaneuver the enemy and give him the jimmies.
Ah,
Easy
just do
as
that?
pie. And so the aggressive Romans set out for some good old-fashioned jimmy giving.
The consul, Gnaeus Cornelius Scipio, set
Yeah.
out for the town of
Wait, I
Lipara,
heard about this dude.
believing the garrison there wanted to join the Romans. As he entered the harbor, however, he found himself trapped by a Carthaginian
Oh.
fleet. And in the following skirmish, he was completely outmatched.
Ow.
The Romans may have had a brand new fleet, but when it came to engaging in actual combat, their inexperience showed. There was just something better about the Carthaginian ships.
the Carthaginian rowers had nicer abs. The entire Carthaginian Empire had been built on expert seamanship. So, when it came to water, the Carthaginians were better, and the Romans were wetter. In their initial skirmish, the Romans were beaten so badly that the consul, Scipio, was given a nickname, Asina. And if you're wondering what that means, just drop the ina. So what were the Romans to do? How could they possibly stand up to this Carthaginian superpower? Well, there's something you gotta understand about the Romans. Back when they found that Carthaginian ship and copied its design, that wasn't a one-off thing. Copying their enemies was as Roman as punishing murderers by sewing them into a leather pouch with a monkey, snake, and rooster, and then throwing them into a river, which is a thing they did. Wait.
Wouldn't just everything die?
What was I talking about? Oh yeah,
in that
copying their enemies. Many of the most famous Roman inventions were actually borrowed. Aqueducts, chariot racing, their gods.
Assyrians did it first, Greeks, also Greeks.
Even in warfare, the Romans would get pierced by a Sabine javelin, and they'd be like, wow. They'd get hacked to bits by an Iberian sword, and they'd be like, wow. And they'd copy the designs for themselves. However, they wouldn't just copy it. They would advance it, finding ways to adapt it as perfectly as possible. And in the case of naval warfare, the Romans realized if they wanted to beat the Carthaginians at their own game, they would have to adapt. The Romans excelled at combat on land, not on water. But what if, they said, we could somehow turn a sea battle into a land battle? Sounds crazy, right?
They're gonna board the ships?
They made a couple of tweaks to their warship, and look, here they come again. They must love getting their asses kicked. Sir, what's that toll thing sticking out of their ships?
They really are idiots. Look at that thing. That'll make them blow over. I mean, look at...
They're not blowing over.
Bob? Bob?
Bob?
Can you
got a Bob?
Take a picture of it. I mean, how stupid can you be? Let's just add a big wooden tower to our ship that'll weigh us down and blow us over in the wind.
It worked, didn't it?
I mean, what does that thing even do?
Ow. And they boarded the ship.
The Romans had built a big swinging spiked gangway called the Corvus. So when the Carthaginian ships approached to ram them, the Romans would just slam them. The Carthaginians tried going around. No problem. The Corvus could swivel. Try going behind. The Romans would huddle to the coastline. It was foolproof. Those big, sexy Carthaginian rowing muscles could flex all they want, but they were no match for the Roman mind. So ladies, you see, what really matters...
Did that Roman mind just have testicles?
...is what's on the inside.
God damn it.
Please go out with me. And with that, the Romans, who had only just recently began dabbling in the art of naval combat, thanks to their ingenious Corvus, had just managed to outclass the Mediterranean seafaring superpower.
It just works.
The Carthaginians were stunned, and the general in charge of the defeated Carthaginian
Hannibal
fleet,
Gisco.
well, you better believe that's
They
a crucifixion. With their newfound control of the seas, the Romans could now more easily blockade coastal cities and supply their legions on land. Surely, the Romans were now free to unleash their aggression all over the island. Haha! Hey Carthaginians, what are you gonna do now that we're free to rampage across the island? We're gonna go inside these walls and close this gate. Oh, come on guys, stop messing around. Come out so we can kill you. No. Oh, come on. No. Oh, no. To counter the new Roman supremacy, the Carthaginians decided to engage in a defensive war of attrition, forcing the Romans to engage in siege. After lengthy siege, the war in Sicily became a long, hard, back-and-forth slug. One by one, cities slowly fell as the Romans gained ground. Occasionally, the Carthaginians countered and even pushed them back, only for the Romans to rebound again. And whenever a city did finally fall, the Romans could delight in slaughtering the entire population and selling any survivors into slavery, which was pretty standard procedure at the time. In general, the campaign on land was progressing much slower than the Romans had hoped, and quite frankly, they were getting sick of it. So in 256 BC, they decided that something had to change. Hey everyone, my name's Marcus Attilius
Okay, listen, he's got a big chance, so you know what's gonna happen. He's about to murder everybody.
Regulus, and I'll be one of your consuls for this year. Look, as I'm sure you all know, Sicily's being a bit of a drag. Sure, I could go and spend my entire year as consul besieging one single city, but they'll never make a naked statue of me for that.
True.
So here's the new plan. I'm gonna skip Sicily entirely, take my army, and go right for
Carthage?
the heart of Carthage itself. I'll slaughter the men, enslave all the women and children, and when I return, you'll all build 1,000 naked statues of me.
Sounds nice.
Marcus, that women and children stuff, that seems pretty evil and barbaric. No,
Bro, who the fuck are you? You're not from Rome? Get the fuck out of
Jim, it's
here.
perfectly normal in the ancient world.
Yeah.
Sometimes
So
we even
happened.
chop their pets in half.
Why?
Okay, guys, looks like the Romans are coming straight for us this time. And what will they do when they get here? They'll kill us all.
Wow.
They'll massacre each and every last one of us. They may even chop our pets in half. That's barbaric! No, Rob, it's actually pretty normal for the time. We'd do the
Bro, he's got a pug.
same
He
to
got
them.
a glass
Who'll
dog.
protect us? Funny you should ask, Mary. That's kind of why I called this meeting. Who will protect us? Protect our families,
Okay.
our homes, our children. You guys.
The ones you sacrifice?
Ha! Don't make me laugh.
Damn, bro. Chill.
Why, you're just a bunch of stupid and weak farmers. Simple-minded buffoons.
Oi,
Cowards. Fools.
Oi.
Rob here thinks enslaving women and children is barbaric.
God damn it, Rob.
You're a snowflake, Rob. Yes, you are. The fact is, if the Romans manage to land on African soil, we're all gonna die.
Or just the man.
terrifying, hideous, unspeakably painful death. Is that the end of that speech?
Yeah, not gonna save us? What the
Yes.
fuck, bro? What?
The Carthaginians had to stop the Romans from ever landing in Africa because they
Jesus.
believed that would be the end.
I've
So
seen
as the
this
Romans
speech.
were building an invasion fleet, the size of which the world had never seen before, the Carthaginians were preparing an even bigger one to stop them. And in 256 BC, as the Roman invasion fleet made its way south, the stage was set for
Oh,
a
shit.
humongous battle
Cape
that saw 680
Economus.
warships, around 300,000
Oh.
men, fighting to
That's a
decide
lot
the
of people.
course of the war. To this day, the Battle of Cape Egnomus remains
Egnomus.
possibly the largest naval battle in human history.
Wow.
All the way back in ancient times. So the next time your granddad tells you about the time he sank a Japanese aircraft carrier, kick him in the nuts. The Romans had a lot riding
Oh, you shouldn't kick him unless he's probably old enough where that would kill
on
him.
this battle.
Don't do
They
that.
weren't just sending their warships, but transports as well, full of supplies and horses for their invasion of Africa. They therefore formed a protective wedge-like formation
Oh, God.
to punch through the long, thin Carthaginian line.
Long
The
and thin?
Carthaginian generals, however, desperate to prevent the Romans from reaching Africa, had a plan of their own. As the
Encircle?
Roman fleet approached, the Carthaginian center feigned a retreat, luring the Romans in so their
Yeah.
outstretched flanks could envelop them and get around the
It's a
Roman
good plan.
corvus. A clever plan. But with such a huge battle and so many ships crowded together, the Carthaginians struggled to maneuver as hoped. And in the chaos, 3 separate battles emerged
Oh.
across the huge battle space.
Holy.
With the number of ships limiting their ability to maneuver, the Carthaginians became sitting ducks, and all the Romans had to
Curvas.
do was start swinging. The Roman center came out on top and were then able to turn around and rescue their pinned down flanks. The Battle of Cape Egnomus was a Roman
Holy.
victory.
Only 24 ships sank. Wow. Oh, that was the first part. Okay. Okay. Oh, yeah, that was the first part. Okay, I'm gonna watch the second part immediately. Okay. Not sure when it's gonna be uploaded, but you know how that works. YouTube processing. It depends on that. Anyway, quick thank you to the YouTube members and patrons. Thank you all for the support, and I'll see y'all next time in second part. Bye bye.